Ever feel like you're just skimming the surface? Like
Yeah.
there's always something deeper to discover.
I think we all feel that way sometimes, especially when it comes to, well, matters of faith and spirituality.
Exactly. So today we're going deep, really deep,
Okay, I'm intrigued. Where are we diving?
into the Fatiha Surah, the opening chapter of the Quran.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty big deal, right? For Muslims especially.
Huge. It's recited in every single prayer. But you know what? Even if you're not Muslim, there's so much to uncover here. Universal truths about faith, guidance, even our purpose in this world. We're using a really interesting source today, too.
Let's hear it.
A poetic interpretation of the surah from a YouTube channel called Aşk-ı Kur'an Şiirsel Meal.
Love of the Quran, poetic interpretation, if my Turkish serves me right. Sounds beautiful.
It really is. And it really helps unlock all these layers of meaning that we might miss otherwise. So the big question is, what are the core messages of this prayer? The prayer that millions say every day. What's at the heart of it all?
Well, the surah starts with Bismillahirrahmanirrahim,
Yeah, right off the bat.
which means, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. It's not just a formality.
It feels like it sets the tone for everything that comes after.
Absolutely. It establishes Allah's mercy and compassion as the foundation of the entire surah. And actually, it's the foundation of Islam as a whole.
And those two words, Rahman and Rahim, both translate to merciful.
Right.
But I feel like there's more to it than that.
You're picking up on something really important there. Rahman describes Allah's mercy as it extends to all of creation, universal, unconditional love.
Okay.
While Rahim is a more specific, focused mercy. It's the mercy that's particularly directed towards believers, towards those who have a relationship with Allah.
I see. So it's like two sides of the same coin.
Exactly, like two streams flowing from the same source.
And the poetic interpretation, it uses this amazing phrase, Fethedin Gunulari, conqueror of hearts. I mean, it sounds almost romantic.
It is a very evocative image, isn't it? And in Islam, the heart holds a special significance. It's seen as the center of our being, where faith resides, where intentions and desires originate.
So when it says Allah conquers hearts,
Yeah.
it's not about force or control.
No, not at all. It's about capturing our love and devotion, earning it, you could say, through his infinite mercy and compassion. It's more about being overwhelmed by love, not overpowered.
Being so drawn to Allah that you willingly surrender your heart.
Yes, beautifully put. It's about recognizing Allah's greatness and choosing to align your will with his. And speaking of recognizing Allah's attributes, there's another element of the surah that really jumps out.
You mean all the repetition with the word odor, he is.
Yes, that's it. It's not just a simple statement of fact.
Yeah, it feels way more powerful than that, almost like a mantra.
Exactly. And it has a very specific theological purpose. It emphasizes tawhid, the oneness of God. By repeatedly stating he is, it reinforces that there is no other power, no other refuge. It's an invitation to let go of your ego and recognize that your heart belongs to something far greater than yourself.
There's also this reminder of Tek Hesab Gunanin, the day of reckoning. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit intimidating. Like, how does that impact a Muslim's outlook on life?
Well, it's not meant to be a source of fear or anxiety.
Right.
It's more about living with intention, recognizing that we will be held accountable for our actions, both the good and the bad. It's an invitation to make every moment count.
So there's this balance between hope and Allah's mercy and recognizing our own responsibility.
Exactly. And that balance, it's beautifully articulated in these lines. Ibadetisana edaran kaksanel varursendem beklarisiardimlar, meaning worship is only for you, we only supplicate to you, we only expect help from you.
Wow.
It's a powerful declaration of submission and dependence, acknowledging that all help and guidance ultimately comes from Allah.
It's a bit like that saying, let go and let God.
Yes, there's a similar sentiment there for sure.
And then it goes on to ask for guidance. Hidayete ulashturi bitsi. Guide us to the right path.
That resonates with everyone, don't you think? Regardless of faith, we all crave that sense of direction, that purpose.
Totally. Everyone wants to feel like they're on the right track.
And this verse acknowledges that need. And it places that hope for fulfillment in Allah. What does that right path look like to you? Where do you search for guidance?
That's a big question. And finally, the surah ends with, Nimet verdiklerin yoluna sefk et olsun bashke yoler. Guide us to the path of those whom you have blessed.
It's not just any path.
Right.
It's about following the example of prophets and righteous people, the people who have walked the path of faith and reached a state of closeness with Allah. Who inspires you? Who do you see as a role model on your own journey?
So much wisdom packed into just a few lines. It's incredible.
It is, isn't it? The Fatiha manages to express so much in such a concise way. It speaks to Allah's mercy, our submission to Him, our need for guidance, and the ultimate goal of righteousness.
And it's a prayer that Muslims repeat multiple times every day. It's not just words. It's a way of life.
It's a constant reminder of these core truths, which makes me wonder, how does engaging with these words, these concepts, shape a person's relationship with their faith? How does it impact their actions out in the world?
Really gets you thinking, doesn't it? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Fatiha Surah.
It's a journey worth taking no matter where you are in your own spiritual exploration.
Exactly. Until next time.